Well, hello and welcome to Culture Shock, your weekly news show covering the creative arts industry. I'm Emily.
And I'm Owen. Today we will be reviewing the latest blockbuster hits,
Heading down to your local theatres.
and interviewing a guest singer who will be performing at the end of the show.
But before we get into that, let's get everyone up to speed with this week's news.
Now, the top film of this month is, with no surprise, the newest Marvel entry. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania sees Ant-Man take on the MCU's newest Thanos, Kang.
Over in television, everyone has been talking about the same show, The Last of Us, an apocalyptic drama based on one of the most popular video games. The show follows Joel Miller, who is tasked with smuggling a young girl across an infected America.
February 17th sees the long-awaited Pink album drop. That's right, Pink will be releasing her 9th studio album, Just For, and we just can't wait to hear it.
Finally, have you ever been a fan of Dead Space? Well, now you can play it again, as this week has seen the release of a remastered version. Plenty of people have been commenting on our Instagram to tell us that they've been having a great time with the game.
That's it from your news of the week. Now we are going to head over to Jack for an Oscar review.
Now, last month was a big month for cinema fans as the Academy unveiled the Oscar nominations. Plenty of films got the attention they deserve, but one film stood out among the rest, with a whopping 11 nominations. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once stole the most Oscar nominations this year, and rightly so. The film follows a Chinese immigrant who must connect to different versions of herself to save her family. It's a multiversal film that's absolutely bonkers. It knows what it wants to be, and is full of laughs, love and charm.
I honestly thought it was some of Michelle Yeoh's best acting. And not only that, but it also saw the return of childhood actor Ki-Hugh Kwan.
Yes, he was a fine addition to the cast, who you may remember from films such as The Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. He's exceptional in the role after making a comeback, but it's not just Everything, Everywhere, All at Once that's brought actors back to Hollywood, as it seems to be a common theme at this year's Oscars. Brendan Fraser has also received a nomination for his role in The Whale, an outstanding performance, if I say so myself.
Well, it blew me away. He brought vulnerability to the character that I've never seen before. As an audience member, it is so important to align with your main character, and he just hooked me right from the start.
Oh, he is just amazing, isn't he? As are the rest of the films that have caught the Academy's eye this year.
There were plenty of films that received nominations, such as Top Gun Maverick, which was one of the most popular films at the box office this year after crossing the billion mark.
Oh, well, I do love me a bit of Top Gun. And I've also heard that the Banshees of Inisherin has caught quite a lot of attention this year too.
You're right, Owen, it's caught many eyes for its outstanding script and performances. The film has earned itself a total of 9 nominations. 2022 was a great year for films, wasn't it, guys? And I think we can all say that this year's Oscars is going to be a tough one.
There are many rich stories hitting the cinemas these days, nonetheless in TV and gaming.
Yes, and even in the theatre.
And speaking of the theatre, Owen, I think it's time we look at what I got up to this week. I held an online call with a local theatre company called The Horse and Bamboo. I had a great conversation with the executive producer, Jen Camilleri, to find out what they're bringing to the community in the coming months. Let's take a look.
Horse and Bamboo is a 45-year-old company that has a history of immersive work, interesting, weird. Part of the work that we're doing this year is really kind of opening up the archive a little bit and actually introducing people to the history of the building as well and of the company.
So what are you currently working on?
We are really preparing for Waterfoot Wakes, our summer festival, which is 10 days starting from the 7th of July. And it's 10 days of music, theatre, workshops. We do a parade that goes from Edgeside Park down to the play park that's behind the old library in Waterfoot. And it's a big community parade, so we run a load of workshops beforehand for different groups or just individuals or families to come in and create something to be a part of the parade.
What was it like last year?
We opened with a really great local band called Oozy Listening, and then a band called Manchester called Heavy Salad.
Do you find it difficult to fund these projects with the support of the arts dropping in recent years?
We're a national portfolio organisation, which means that we are long-term Arts Council funded, and are just now starting on our kind of next 3 years of funding.
How can our audience and the community get involved?
We've got a really great new website that's just come out, so there's kind of loads of information and ways to contact us on there.
How can we find out more about Horse and Bamboo?
You can find out more on our socials and our website.
Thank you, Jen, for your time today. I hope with the Waterfoot Wakes project, everything goes well.
That's great. Yeah, it was brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Jack. That sounded great. For anyone who's interested at home, you'll find the link to the Horse and Bamboo Theatre Company below.
Now, moving on, we have a very special guest with us today who will be performing at the end of the show.
But first, let's sit down with him. Everyone, please welcome Tweed.
Bring it over here, bring it over here. Yeah. Cause I've been used to it for the past 3 years. I'm a poison dart frog, so don't come near me. Don't come near me, no, don't come near me. You may think we're friends, but that's just a theory. That is just a theory. I'm a poison dart frog, so don't come near me. Don't come near me, no, don't come.
Hello, Tweed, and welcome to Culture Shock.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you here. Now, could you tell our audience at home a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Tweed. I'm a 20-year-old artist from the Lake District, a little town called Kirby Stephen. Been working on music for about 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, amazing. And the song that you're going to sing for us tonight, that's called?
It's called Ringtone. Just wrote it recently, about last week. So.
Oh, brilliant. Last week. So when you write a song, how long does that usually take?
Could take anywhere from 2-3 months, a week maybe. It's pretty much however long I want to put into a song, how long it takes till it's done.
And what usually comes first for you? Is it the music or the lyrics?
I'd have to say the music. Like, I always make the beat first. I find it a lot easier to write lyrics to a beat rather than a beat to lyrics, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So would you say that there's a story behind your music then?
It really just roots down to whatever I'm feeling while I'm writing it. A lot of emotion plays a big part in my lyrics. A lot of like things from my youth and everything. And yeah, no.
Good answer.
Yes. So who would you say are some of your biggest music influences?
I'd say one of my biggest influences is definitely Bexy. He's a London rapper. Other artists such as like Denzel Curry, younger one who's quite like lo-fi, and a lot of the popular ones like P-Pex, stuff like that. Yeah.
Quite the range.
Yeah.
So have you performed anywhere else before?
I've done performances here and there in like little TV studios, gigs. I've made a few music videos which are online on YouTube now, if that counts. But
I think that
Yes.
counts.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Definitely. So is there anywhere you hope to be in the next 10 years?
I mean, it'd be great to be an artist doing loads of shows, but I'd do anything I can with music. I'll be a music producer. As long as I'm making music, I'm happy.
Yeah. That's a good answer. And are there any plans for your next release then?
Well, I've got an EP coming out in about a month and a half, so yeah, big plans for that, but that's all I can say really.
Well, that sounds brilliant. Thank you for coming onto our show and answering all of our questions. I know it can be quite daunting.
No, it's been nice, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, if you want front row seats to Tweed's latest performance, the end of our show is the place to be.
Now, coming up next, we are heading back to Jack to see what else he's been up to.
Oh, I've been waiting to find out what he's been doing.
Well, you won't have to wait much longer, Emily, as I've headed down to the Arts Centre at Edge Hill University. We have a video to show you right now. Hello, I'm at the Arts Centre at Edge Hill University and I'm joined today by Kathy. So what is your role? Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, so I'm the arts manager at Edge Hill University, which mostly involves planning and programming and managing all the events that take place at the Arts Centre.
So what's your actual favourite part of the Arts Centre itself?
We're in the Rose Theatre now, and this is one of my favourite spaces in the Arts Centre. It's one of my favourite theatre spaces. I'm biased because I programme it and I love it, but I do think when I go to other theatres, I'm always comparing them to this one. A lot of people, when they come here, will walk in and they'll be really surprised at how, like, just what an amazing theatre it is, because quite a lot of university venues, they're not as special as this.
So what events are coming up in the next couple of months?
We've got a great mix of events. We always aim to have a really good mix of dance, theatre, music, film, and the National Theatre screenings. Sometimes we also have performance art, a more kind of experimental live art performance. We have an exhibition that's recently opened, which is about the history of theatre at Edge Hill University, but going right back to even before the university was based in Ormskirk, when it was still a teacher training college in Liverpool. We've got a brilliant dance company called Protein Dance coming back to the Arts Centre. They've been here with a production called The Little Prince, based on a well-known children's book of the same name. It's a gorgeous piece of theatre. It's visually stunning. The dancing is amazing, and it's for people of all ages. We have a theatre company called Box of Tricks Theatre Company with a performance called Too Much World at Once that deals with a lot of different issues, including mental health, climate change, our relationship with our families, our sense of belonging.
Thank you for giving up your time.
I've really enjoyed it, thank you.
Well, that looked brilliant, Jack. I love it when universities offer a variety of events to their students and to their local communities.
It was a great trip, Emily. The Arts Centre had so much to offer. I only wish we had time to show you more.
Well, it is such a shame, but I'm afraid that's it, guys. We are at the end of the show.
Oh, bloody hell, that went fast.
Well, it has, hasn't it? But we will be back next week with more content for our viewers at home.
That's true, and we also have a performance from Tweed right now.
Yeah, of course we do. Well, I've been Owen.
And I've been Emily.
And I've been Jack.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Telephone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hit me on my telephone. I just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't hit my ringtone. How does it go? How does it go? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want a big bow, 'cause I'm the big go. Watch out, 'cause I'm dripping everywhere I go. Never take my hat off, 'cause I'm hiding what's inside. You could never see past these sad, tired eyes. Yeah, I'ma just flow, that's all I know to do. I'ma just flow, 'cause that's all I can do. I pick up my phone and I'm like, who is you? I pick up my phone, then I put my phone back down. Hit me on my telephone, I just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't hit my ringtone. How does it go? How does it go? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hit me on my telephone. I just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't hit my ringtone. How does it go? How does it go? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't know my ringtone. Don't know my ringtone. How it go, like, yeah, yeah, yeah.